Welcome back. Happy New Year. 2025 is in full effect. Coach DJ here, guys. Exigent Sports is brought to you by Hopper Auto Sales. Hopper Auto Sales. You can catch them at 1818 Middlebrook Pike, Knoxville, Tennessee, 281-5706. That's 865-281-5706. Tell them Coach DJ sent you. Not only do they give you deals and make sure you get out of there with what you want, but tell them I sent you. Maybe you can get a little extra quarter off of that. So excited to be back in 2025. I hope everybody had a great Christmas and a happy New Year. I'm excited because the show is still star-studded.
Yes, sir.
I got Mr. Baseball right here, right now, on set with me. Luke Treese, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm blessed, man. Thank you so much for joining the show.
Of course.
Tell me a little bit about your Christmas.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
I went to D.C. before Christmas, spent some time up there, and came back and had a good Christmas with my family.
So, Washington, D.C.?
Yes, sir.
Did you go by the White House?
Yes, sir.
Now, on the other side of the White House, did it look a little crazy?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It did.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
The most protected, beautiful place in the United States of America, but you go a couple streets over,
Yeah.
it looked a little rugged, didn't
No
it?
kidding. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that. How was that?
It was great. It was great. Got to spend a lot of time with my family and getting to explore the nation's capital.
Yeah.
So.
Nice. Now, why did you go there?
It was kind of like a senior trip because spring break we're going to play at Myrtle Beach for baseball, and then over the summer I'm going to play in a college baseball league.
Wow.
Summer league, so.
Nice. If anybody can do it, it's Luke Treese.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I believe in you 100%.
Thank
and
you.
You're a household name in my house now.
Awesome.
My boy loves you and Jaden Bunch.
Yes, sir.
Pendergrass really loves Bunch. So you guys did an awesome job in football this year. Congratulations on an amazing season this year.
Thank you.
It didn't end the way you wanted, but I think you guys had a great feat out there.
Yes,
you
sir.
took care of Alva Springs 2 times.
No doubt.
Right?
No doubt about that.
That was the get back.
Yes,
Out of
sir.
all get backs.
Yes, sir.
That was a get back, and it was exciting to see you guys perform.
Thank you.
And I know they call you Mr. Baseball. Tell me why.
So I won Mr. Baseball my sophomore year, right before we started playing in the state tournament, and it really turned into a name that everybody started calling me because throughout high school I really never had any nicknames until my sophomore year, and then the Mr. Baseball thing just stuck. I mean, people could have called me a lot worse things than Mr. Baseball. I mean, that's a pretty cool name to have. So.
I think so. I wasn't called anything Mr., and still till today, nobody calls me Mr. anything. The closest I got is Coach. So,
Yeah.
So being Mr. anything, I say, is a great job. So shout out to you for that. You played football this year. Great season. You're
Yes,
getting
sir.
ready for baseball, I suppose.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what do you do to prepare yourself to even, play multiple sports?
It starts in the weight room with over there at NLP, working out all the time with Terry, and then I work out with at COA with Kelly and Pete Rubish. They really set my plan up, and then I really executed it over at NLP working out. So.
Yeah, no doubt. So I just recently got a membership from NLP.
Yeah, it's nice over
and
there.
There's nothing that they don't have
Exactly.
in there. So you got your batting cage, you got your weights, you got the basketball court, you got the daggum aerobics room,
Yeah.
the sauna. They pretty much have everything. So shout out to you for that. Baseball season's coming up, right? What is your plan to lead your team this year?
I think it's state or bust. I mean, we got to get back to where we were my freshman and sophomore year. That's the ultimate goal, is to make the state tournament and win the district and region,
Absolutely. Those freshmen came up this year on the team.
Yep.
What do you do to prepare your freshmen to be a part of the culture?
I think it starts as becoming friends and building the friendship to be able to lead them on and off the field, just kind of set the standard and the expectations of what it takes to play baseball at Coalfield High School.
Yeah. So do you have a favorite freshman right now that you're looking to take over the helm?
I don't think I have any favorites. I mean, Knox Pemberton was an 8th grader last year, started for us, played all season. He's going to be a freshman this year. So, I mean, if any of them, I cater to Knox because he's been around the longest.
Right. What's special about Knox?
Just the fact that he keeps a level head playing for his age, and being able to play with 18-year-olds at 13, 14 years old it's a pretty big deal. So.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's absolutely impressive. When did you start playing high school ball?
My 8th grade year as well. It really opens your eyes playing as an 8th grader against 18-year-olds, playing at a higher level, having to control your emotions the entire time. So.
Yeah, no doubt. What suggestion would you give to a young 8th grader that has ambitions to play baseball at Cofield?
Really just continue to work, play multiple sports. It really makes you better. Playing football and basketball at Cofield, both are, it takes a lot of time. The expectations are definitely higher at Cofield. So, I mean, the expectations comes along with a lot of responsibility.
Absolutely. Well, you speak very well.
Thank you.
You have any plans to go to college?
Yeah, I signed with Lee University this fall, so I plan on attending Lee.
Shut up.
Yep.
Congratulations,
Thank
kid.
you.
That is amazing. I know you're going to do amazing things. You're a special type of kid. Believe in yourself. Believe in God. Believe in yourself. You can take it to the next level, right, and do great things, change your whole family's life, right? But always know that everybody doesn't make it as a player at the highest level.
Of course.
But you don't have to leave the game.
Yes, sir.
There's still a lot of money to be made within the game and different aspects of it. I expect to see you be very successful no matter what route you take. All right. We got a committed player to UT here.
Of course.
Yeah, big guy at Oak Ridge. Mikey Teasley.
Yes,
He's
sir.
over on the bench. Let's take it to the bench. Mikey Teasley.
Yes, sir.
What's that on you? What's that on your neck, boy?
Got it, G.O.D.
I love that. I love that. Hey, congratulations on your commitment. You are our committed player of the week. I'm super excited for you, man. Tell us about what it took for you to get to this moment.
First, I'd like to say thank you. And then also just really working from a young age. My dad's pushed me since I was at least 5 years old, and he's never let me take a day off. And he always tells me if I'm taking a day off, then I'm writing a check for my goal and my dream. So I just keep that in mind, and I just work as hard as I can every day to get better. Because I know just now, with me committing, the work is just now starting.
Absolutely. And what grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
I heard you was the #1 baseball player in the state. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Where are you ranked in the nation?
36.
Wow. 3rd and 6th?
36.
36. I thought
I'm
you said
36 overall, and then pitching-wise, I'm the 6th pitcher in the country.
Wow. That's impressive. Wow, that's a lot of work. I remember you playing football. Right, I just knew you was going to go to the NFL one day because how great you were in football. What made you decide to really let football go and hone in on your skills in baseball?
Honestly, I just saw me separating myself in baseball, and I decided, me and my dad had a conversation, and we decided that baseball would be probably my best chance of making it to the highest level. And so we sat down and we made the decision in my freshman year. And I just chose to work every day off season. During the football season instead, instead of playing, I just worked every day and didn't take a day off. So
absolutely. What was that conversation like with Coach V?
It was amazing. So we got in there, and honestly, my head was kind of everywhere, and we sat down and we were just talking, and he was giving me things I wanted to hear, and I talked to my parents about it before I went and met with them, and they were like, whatever's perfect with you. Then I was like, okay. So as he told me the things that I wanted to hear, I told him at the end of the conversation, I was like, Coach Vitello, I could not see myself not playing in Orange, so I said I'm committing.
Wow, man, go Vols. That's pretty awesome, man. So I assume Coach Vitello's reaching out to you, one of the best baseball programs in the collegiate league. You had other college offers. Could you tell me a little bit about those offers?
So I would say go off of number 2, I'll go LSU. So LSU really, they have the recruiting down there is amazing. Like the trip might have been one of the most fun I had on a trip in a while, because we got to the hotel, they welcomed us at the hotel, all the coaches and everything like that, and just on the trip, they were just so welcoming, and more family-oriented than everybody else. So they honestly flipped my mind on going to Tennessee until I went to the Tennessee-Alabama game, and everything was perfect.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, man, super congrats, man. Tell me, and you heard me ask Luke here, this freshman's coming up. You know, what do you do to lead to help those freshmen become, fit the mold of Oak Ridge High School baseball?
More just taking them with us to work. Like, I know me, Cheeto, Peyton Witter, Cy Stevens, we're all going to play college ball. Parker Free and Warren East will also play college ball as well. But we hit together as a group, and we bring anybody that we want that's going to take us over. We bring them with us, and we all go hit together. Instead of Coach Free assigning us to go hit every day, we just take matters in our own hand and hit whenever we want.
Nice. So I got Coach Free coming on the show next week, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me something I should ask Coach Free when he gets on the show.
I would say ask him, I don't know, this is a tough one. It's a lot.
Well, that's all right. I'm going to let you think about that
yeah.
because I have you right on set again after this. So, again, I just want to give you a huge congratulations, guys. I have some more things to ask Mikey Teasley about his youth league all the way up, favorite coach, all kind of different questions we're going to ask Mikey Teasley. He is our committed player of the week. On his way to UT, talked to Coach V and said, I can't see myself playing in any other color but orange. So shout out to you. Congratulations to you and your family. And I'm super excited for Trees going to league.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes,
so,
sir.
Mikey, let me ask you one more question. What advice would you give this stud, Mr. Baseball, Luke Trees, on this journey on the way to college?
Well, me and Luke, we've grown up together, so really I would just give him, because I know he's good enough to be there, just take the first year at Lee, do everything as hard as you can, and get on the field, and then hopefully I'll see you at Tennessee with me in a few years.
I love that. I got tears in my eyes, dude. I love that. And that's what this show is about, is to bring you guys heartfelt, true interviews from the people themselves, from your own community. How about that? There's nothing like it, guys. This show's brought to you by Harper Autos. We've got to take a small break, but stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Commercial Metals Company is still a locally operated company that's serving the people of East Tennessee with convenient hours of operation. Commercial Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing is too big or too small. Still have that old clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Commercial Metals are specialists in commercial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Commercial Metals encourages you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. Member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Commercial Metals Company. Turn that scrap into cash.
In life, there are things that suck, but we do them anyway. Family photo sessions with matching outfits suck, but we do it anyway. And you know what else really sucks? Getting screened for cancer. But you've got to do it anyway. Screening can save your life from cancer, or even help prevent certain types of cancer. For more information, visit getscreenedforcancer.org.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back.
We are United Way.
We are neighbors helping neighbors.
In communities around the world, when disaster strikes, we get you back on your feet.
We help children build brighter futures.
We've been here for over 135 years.
But now, our work is more important than ever.
Join us.
Join your neighbors.
Join United Way.
Feeling overwhelmed with your business finances? At P&L Business Services, we handle all your bookkeeping, payroll, and tax needs. From federal tax returns to QuickBooks training, we've got you covered. With over 25 years of experience, we provide customized packages to fit your business. Focus on what you love most, building your business. Let us take care of the rest. Call 865-294-4792. P&L Business Services, empowering you to grow your business.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Yes. VFL commit is in the building.
Yes,
Man, this is a high honor. Now, I want... Hold that thought. Guys, this show is brought to you by Hopper Auto Sales. Any car that you're looking for, you should go there first. Good credit, bad credit, slow credit, I don't know credit. That's the place you need to go to. They have all kind of bank lenders that's sending people money, and they're just letting you guys drive off the lot with a very nice car that you will love. I guarantee you, go see them, tell them Coach DJ sent you, and they might give you an extra quarter off, all right? Thank you, Hopper Auto Sales, for bringing us this show. Now, I don't know if you remember, but you was playing football at the time. I got your autograph.
You did.
You remember that?
Yes, sir.
I knew then. Well, I knew before then, but I knew if you took the right steps in life, health, grades, that you would be successful, right? I have no idea what that autograph is. So I'm going to need you to give me a new autograph.
I got you.
Right? And I want to take a picture of it while you're doing it, right? And then from there, I'll have it forever. I'm going to frame it, and whatever happens, happens, right? But you heard me tell Luke Treese, everybody don't make it as a player, right? You have a skill set that I believe you can make it as a player. There's few people in the world that are just special, and you know it from a young age. I knew it at a young age that you had something different in you. What's your driving, motivating force to be competitive?
Really, I was just at a young age, growing up when I was 8, 9 years old, I was doubted as a player, so it motivated me to, of course, make the jump and work as hard as I can. And that's, me and my dad, we talked about that also, and we had a conversation, and he was like, I'm not going to let off on you. So I was like, yes, sir. So we just got to work, and even all the times he screamed at me, everything like that, it just made me better as a player and as a man. So I appreciate him for that, and I appreciate me having the work ethic, getting it from him.
Yeah, no doubt. And your dad was a bad man. I called him Sammy Sosa in school. He looked just like Sammy Sosa when he was in school. But a bad man, but a great man at the same time. And I can tell he's instilled that in you, you know, and that's pretty awesome. I always had a great relationship with your pops. He was always a good dude, right? You didn't have to worry about any shady stuff with your pops. He was always a good dude. And hell of a football player too. I mean, he'll hit you, and you're going to feel it to the next season. He's going to hit you, but he was great at baseball as well. Sammy Sosa, tell him I said that. That's all I called him was Sammy Sosa every time I see him. But some of us are too old. Some of the viewers, they're too old to understand or respect NIL. Explain to me what NIL is to you, and how do you feel about NIL?
To me, it's a big thing because not only, my dad doesn't want me spending it. That way I can, keep on building up my money. But, of course, it's a big thing. That way if I need something, because pretty much it's like a job now with the NIL. So, I mean, if I need something, then I have it there. But really it's what I'm looking at it as is it can eventually help me pay for any debt that my parents or my older brother is in with college or anything like that. So that's one big plus on that side of it. And then, I mean, what it means to me, I mean, it's a great thing, honestly, because that went a big part of my decision between Tennessee and LSU.
Yeah.
Was NIL.
So what would you tell an old head who says NIL is killing collegiate sports? What would you tell an old head?
I would say it's not, because, I mean, they're all not going to look to blow it. They're all, because at the end of the day, college sports is a job. You're there every day, putting in all the work you can. It's pretty much just like the higher level, like the MLB, NBA, NFL. It's pretty much like that, but now we're getting paid also. So it's a big thing, and not everybody has an aspiration of paying for it, like paying for just themselves. They want to use it on their family and everybody else.
Absolutely. I love that. Thank you so much for that.
Yes,
I'm a fan of NIL, but a lot of people my age and older definitely are not. We're too old for that, right? But I'm a fan of it. I can see the benefits it's going to help a family. I know how much money your daddy spent for you traveling around these little cities and states it's a lot of money. NIL can actually help a family. They can improve a family's life, especially those that don't have much. So I really support NIL, and congratulations to you for that, man. Now, we have somebody on the bench. He's from Oak Ridge. He is now a Bobcat, and I heard he drops dimes. You know this kid?
I do.
Tell us who we have.
We got Gavin Johnson.
Gavin Johnson on the bench.
What's up?
Mr. Bobcat himself. Tell me something slick so I can slide, Gavin.
What you mean?
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. How's it going at Olive Springs Academy?
It's nice. It's a new home. Welcoming. Everybody loves me down there pretty much.
Good, good. How is the studies? I know school have played a big part in your role. How's the studies, and what's the difference between Olive Springs and what you can do there versus Oak Ridge?
Well, really, school's easy. I don't need no credits anymore. I just needed English and math. It's pretty easy. Just getting by.
Well, are you already taking college courses?
No, I'm not.
Do you plan on going to college?
I don't really know yet. I don't know if I want to go to chemical engineering or play basketball in the future. I don't know yet.
Okay. What's going to help you push that decision to know?
Really, if I get an offer for basketball, honestly.
Yeah. Have you been to any camps?
No, I haven't been to camps.
So all 4 years you've been in high school, with 3 going in, you're in your 4th year now. You haven't been to any college camps?
No, I haven't.
How much do you love basketball?
I really enjoy it. I love it, to be honest.
How high is your passion to play at the collegiate level?
It's honestly high. I want it.
So we're going to camps this summer.
Yes, sir.
Are you going to play 18U AAU ball this summer? Or
I'm sure I will.
As soon as it's over?
Yeah.
So let's do this, Gavin. You want to play collegiate ball. The first thing you need to do is, if you don't already have an offer, is make sure you get on the correct AAU team that's actually traveling, getting in front of coaches. Don't go play local ball in Cofield, Olive Springs, Knoxville area. If the college coaches ain't there, don't go. Don't be on that team, right? So find a team that's going to cost you the most money to make sure that you're involved with college coaches, all right? That's number one. Number two, see who's having camps. Go to those camps. Put up 40 at those camps. Your offer is coming, son. All right? How long have you played ball?
Honestly, I've played other sports longer, but basketball I probably played since I was about just running around the house, dribbling ball, shooting a little basket, whatever.
So you play basketball, you play football, you play baseball. What has been your longest tenure playing sports? Which one was the longest?
Probably basketball. I stuck with basketball my whole high school career. I didn't play football. I quit my 8th grade year. I tried a little bit my senior year. Ended up quitting for basketball. I didn't really stick with baseball.
What was it about baseball that you didn't like?
I really enjoyed baseball, to be honest. I got hit with the ball too much. I quit.
So I was told to ask you this question, and I was also told that if you answered it wrong, you might have to spend the night at my house. All right? In all sports, all the way up to your senior year, from Little League, little bitty guy, all the way up to your senior year, who's been your favorite coach of all time?
I'll definitely say my dad. He's pushed me through everything, but favorite high school coach, I'm going to have to go Lance, just because he pushes me, he welcomes me, keeps me to work hard every day. But my dad, man, we played some really good AAU teams with a lot less talent, and we've won just from him coaching.
Yeah, no doubt. I witnessed a lot of that, and much love for your dad. He's like a brother to me, so I will let you know you can go home and sleep tonight, though. You don't have to stay with me. So tell me, so far, you did some big numbers out there in Olive Springs. You've put up some astronomical numbers. Now, are you just scoring, or are you getting assists, steals, blocks, too? Like, how's that going?
Well, I usually score the ball majority of the time, but I try to get some rebounds and assists. I try to dish to my teammate. I tell him to move around a lot. get the ball moving, and then shots will just come for everybody once the ball's moved.
And you're a senior, correct?
Yes, sir.
What are you doing to be a leader on your team?
I try to push people at practice because it really starts at practice, to be honest.
How's Coach Jones as a coach at practice?
He's a good coach. Sometimes the young kids mess around and he screams at them a lot, just trying to get them right for their upcoming years.
Yeah, absolutely. I like Coach Jones. We've coached together before. I've coached this boy, Ethan Jones. I know Ethan Jones out there loves that you're a part of the team now. Ethan has always carried the team now, and he has some help to help carry that load. How is it playing with one of my favorite basketball players of all time, Ethan Jones?
Ethan's a really good kid. I mean, he's a good kid off the court and on the court. He's a good leader. He's just a good kid in overall.
Yeah. Is Jaquan dunking yet?
He says he is, but I don't see it.
What's been your highlight of the year, man?
What you mean highlight of the year?
Like, what's your highest moment that you felt the most confident in, that you can remember the most about this year?
Probably when we were playing Harriman. I had a bad first half, maybe 5 points. We were down like 10 points going into halftime. We came out really strong. I finished with 20, scored like back-to-back layups. Still the game. It was a really tough game, tough energy, everything.
Yeah. Well, that's sweet. Well, Gavin, I got you coming on the set with me after this commercial break. Guys, we got to take another quick commercial break. Got to pay the bills here. The show's brought to you by Hopper Auto. Make sure you call them, 865-281-5706. And I'm not kidding you when I tell you that they can really help you get in a car that you love. I'm dead serious about that they have banks just pouring out money to their company because they have such a great reputation. I truly suggest you, parents looking for a first-time vehicle for their, kids, or if you need a vehicle, if you're tired of yours, really go check out Hopper Auto Sale. Tell them Coach DJ sent you. We got to pay some bills here in the studio. We'll be right back.
Commercial Metals Company is still a locally operated company that's serving the people of East Tennessee with convenient hours of operation. Commercial Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing is too big or too small. Still have that old clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Commercial Metals are specialists in commercial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Commercial Metals encourages you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. Member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Commercial Metals Company. Turn that scrap into cash.
Feeling overwhelmed with your business finances? At P&L Business Services, we handle all your bookkeeping, payroll, and tax needs. From federal tax returns to QuickBooks training, we've got you covered. With over 25 years of experience, we provide customized packages to fit your business. Focus on what you love most, building your business. Let us take care of the rest. Call 865-294-4792. P&L Business Services, empowering you to grow your business.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back.
We are United Way. We are neighbors helping neighbors.
In communities around the world, when disaster strikes, we get you back on your feet.
We help children build brighter futures.
We've been here for over 135 years.
But now, our work is more important than ever.
Join us.
Join your neighbors.
Join United Way.
Over 14,000 neighbors live in fear of becoming sick or injured and having to make a choice between putting food on the table or seeking medical care. The free medical clinic tries to take that fear away.
What do we help them with? We help them with diabetes, hypertension, any kind of medical need that they need that's necessary. And being in a community with the African American community lets them know that we're here.
If anyone knows the joy of rescuing animals, it's me. Just ask my rescues, who are all very important members of my family. Your life can also be forever changed by adopting a shelter pet. And it's not just about the happiness your pet gets from finding a loving home, but that which you'll get from bringing them into your life. The heroes at American Humane have been helping animals for more than 140 years. You can learn more at AmericanHumane.org.
Make this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Hold on, Coach V. Hold on, Coach. Yeah, Mikey's still here, but I got a show to do, Coach. I'll call you right back, Coach. I'll call you right back. All right, talk to you later. All right, that was Coach V. Vitello over there at UT. But I ain't got time to talk to him because I got Coach Lowe, Matt Lowe from PAL on the line. Let's get on the line and talk to Coach Lowe. Coach Lowe, was that you?
That's me.
Man, the myth, the absolute legend, the PAL Panther, the head coach. How you doing, sir?
Doing all good, man, all good. We've gotten back in the weight room this week. Things are feeling good.
Are you back in the weight room already, Coach?
Yeah, we started back Monday.
Man, I love that. Coach, I really want to get you on the show. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my show before I get into interviewing you. What I like to do here on the show is help the young student athletes and their parents bridge the gap. I drank some Pepsi before the break. Bridge the gap on what it takes to make it between high school and college. You know, what has that process been for you and your guys at PAL?
Yeah, I'll be happy to talk about that all day long. And you know, I mean, you're going to hear me say it. It's become a lot more frustrating. Between COVID years and the portal and this, you know, some of the other stuff that I'm afraid is coming with the JUCO rule, the 105 rule, it's harder and harder for kids to find those opportunities.
Speaking of the transfer portal, the high school is really pushing, well, TSSAA is really pushing for the transfer portal. What is your opinion on high school transfer portal?
Well, you know, the simple is I think it's coming. Whether you like it or you don't like it, I think so much of what happens at the high school level follows the trend that is happening above them. And so, you know, oftentimes you're 3, 4, 5 years behind what's happening at the collegiate level, but most of the time it follows that same trend. So whether you like it or you don't like it, I do think it will happen at some point, and you better be able to adjust with it. And so, you know, for some athletes, you know, it's going to be beneficial. For others, it's going to do a lot of what the transfer portal has unfortunately done for a lot of college athletes. They're going to make bad decisions, and it's going to cost them opportunity. But for others, it's going to potentially get them out of a bad situation into a situation that more benefits them and their families. So I think there's good and bad on both sides. You know, again, you know, whatever my opinion, you know, might be, doesn't really matter because I think it's coming. Just like you talk to every college coach, and for all the benefit that I think it's had on the college game, it's created a lot of headache on the college game as well. And so whether that means trying to keep your own players or trying to figure out who is in the portal and who can come over and all of those things, obviously I don't think it's going to be at the scale that the college game is. But at the same time, I think it's something all of us are going to have to learn to adapt to.
Well, you hit the hammer on the nail because I just interviewed a college coach right before the holidays, right before we took our break. And I was like, hey, how you doing, Coach? He was like, oh, I'm in this transfer portal, see how it goes. I'm on my recruiting trail. Football's over for us. And so I got to talk about recruiting. He was like, well, it's different now because not only are we recruiting high school athletes, transfer portal athletes, but we have to recruit our own players that are in our locker room. We have to recruit them to stay here.
And that's the toughest part for them because without a doubt, so much of your roster is having people reach out to them. And people are trying to get kids off of your roster at the college level while you're trying to bring in and add to your roster. So, you know, it never stops for those guys. You know, at some point you think there's going to be a lot more regulation. You think they're going to try and, you know, adjust some of the dates. I think everybody got to experience, certainly this bowl season, you know, so much of what's going on in college football because from one bowl game to the next, you didn't have a clue what that roster was going to look like. And part of that is where the semester falls. for those college kids and why they did it. But at the same time, the rosters for every college football program are continuously changing. And if this trickles down and if this takes place, which I think it will, but at what time frame, I don't know. Once it happens at the high school level, you're going to see a lot of that same trend of kids always looking for better situations and better opportunities. Hopefully most of those work out for those kids and those families, but just like the college game, there's going to be times where it doesn't.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talked about trend and how it trickles down. NIL, obviously that's already trickled down to the high school level. A lot of us, our age older, say it's ruined the sports and collegiate. It's ruined collegiate sports. It's running the best coaches away. What is your opinion on NIL at the high school and the collegiate level?
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the same opinion, especially at the college level. The way it was created and I think originally designed to work, I think was supposed to be a very good thing. So that, let's just go back, in time 20 years ago when some of those guys were having unbelievable college careers. I think of guys like Marcus Lattimore that was just unbelievable at the college level, and they were selling his jerseys, and he was the face of not only South Carolina, but so much of the SEC and college football there for a while, that he didn't have a direct benefit from that for him and his family. And then, unfortunately, he has a gruesome injury, and he never really gets that pro career. I think those type of situations, it would have been great back then. What it is right now, though, is not, in my opinion, what it was originally designed for, which is for those kids to go and use their name, image, and likeness to secure advertising opportunities and those things. Right now, it's about who can raise the most money and guarantee kids contracts. And don't get me wrong, the kids are still getting major benefits, no doubt about that. And, man, part of me is extremely jealous. Those things weren't around 20 years ago. Not that I would have ever had the ability to play with some of the guys that are out there now, but, man, it would have been awesome to have some of those same opportunities, or just to have those same opportunities 10 years ago for some of the young men that I had the privilege of coaching while I've been at Powell and at the Kings Academy. Those are some awesome opportunities for those kids and those families. It's life-changing money for a lot of those individuals. So you hope it continues to trend, but I do think, sometime very soon it's going to start to have a very pro aspect to it. I think they're eventually going to put them as ironclad contracts that guys can't just jump ship. After a year, I think you're going to see multi-year deals that you can't just say, hey, I don't want to be here anymore. And so, that right now they've got a lot of the benefit of being paid to play, but the negative side of the contract, the breaking contract, at least with my limited knowledge, you don't see a lot of that having the negative effect like it does at the pro game. And so I do think at some point it'll start to transition a lot more to the contracts that certainly pro athletes are taking place. At the high school level, it's in small doses. There are certain areas, certain cities that it's a little more prominent. That you're having to deal with the NIL structure and those type things. It is happening at certain locations, but certainly not at the magnitude that the college level is. And so I do think it'll continue to get bigger and bigger. I just think it's, a lot of people are still, a little scared of it at this point just because they don't really know as much detail because there's a lot of gray area there, and there's a lot of concern of whether or not, those individual athletes or programs in general could face punishment because of the way some of that is structured.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Coach, as I stated when I first, you first came on, my goal here is to bridge the gap, what it takes to bridge the gap between high school and college. What is your suggestion for young student athletes and their parents with the NIL, with the transfer portal going on? What is your strongest take on what you would tell a young student athlete and their parents on how to bridge the gap to the next level?
One of the big things is promote yourself, but you've also got to do it the right way. And so a lot of that, for whatever reason, for all the people that have moved off of Twitter or X or whatever it's called. And certainly from my experience, that is still the platform for college recruiting.
Yeah, hands down.
You know, without a doubt, that's where all the coaches, so many of the coaches that I've either made contact with or that I continuously make contact with, you know, are through Twitter. So you've got to clean up your profile. You know, that's the first thing I tell them is, you know, bottom line, you need a Twitter profile that advertises your desire to be a college athlete or somebody they're going to recruit. There's a lot of opportunity there. If you know of some college coaches, I tell the kids on my roster, hey, go through the guys that I follow. Guys, there's 800 coaches in there that I follow, majority of which follow me back. I think we do a great job at Cal High School of promoting our athletes. We try and make them as visible as possible. I know there are a lot of coaches in this area that do the exact same thing. You know, I tell every parent I've ever met with when it comes to recruiting, I've never once gotten a kid a scholarship. My job as the head coach are to contact coaches and make sure that all of my athletes get evaluated. If they get evaluated and that coach thinks he can play at that level, then his job is to recruit him. His job is to offer that young man. That's his job. My job is to get my kids evaluated at whatever level, you know, I or they have major interest in. And that's one thing that has majorly changed here recently. Knoxville, in my opinion, the Knoxville area has always produced 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on what year, you know, big-time Division I football players. But what it's always produced a lot of, in the 25, 30 kids, you know, in the 20-something years that I've been, it's always produced a lot of 1AA talent. And that's the area, in my opinion, that is the biggest struggle right now in the college recruiting, is that the 1AA schools are no longer, and I still call them that instead of the football championship series because I'm old and that's what I grew up understanding 1AA football.
Right.
But those are the schools that right now are the major benefactor of the transfer portal, in my opinion. Yet we all see the top flight names that are changing from, you know, from Alabama to Tennessee, or we read about those. But the guys, in my opinion, that are really benefiting are the transfer guys that are going from, you know, and I'm just completely making this up, that are the backup or the second string guy at a Middle Tennessee that's now going down to Tennessee Tech and becoming an instant starter. Those are the guys that are benefiting. What it's doing, though, is it's taking a lot away from these high school athletes on some of those 1AA opportunities. And what I've certainly started to see over the last 2 seasons is that right now there's got to be a lot of, you know, for these high school athletes, they've got to humble themselves a little bit, and they've got to go where the guys that are recruiting them are certainly doing. Early in your career, you want to get on the campus of some of those dream-type schools, but that's freshman and sophomore year. If you're not getting offers by Clemson or Tennessee or Kentucky or some of those places during that freshman or sophomore year, going into that junior year, certainly going into that senior year, you've got to have some, you know, a reality check and go with the places that have made contact with you. Whether that's Carson Newman or whether that's, you know, Tennessee Tech or UT Chattanooga or North Alabama or any of those places that have been in contact with you, say they like your film, we want you on campus, come down here and camp for us. You've got to have open communication with those guys, and you've got to get in front of the decision makers. For most positions, you know, the guy that's recruiting your school oftentimes isn't the guy who's going to decide whether or not you are going to receive an athletic scholarship that is committable that you can go and attend that school at. Most of the time, he's just your area recruiter. They invite you on campus so they can get you in front of the head coach, in front of the coordinator, and in front of the position coach of the position they think you have the best chance to play at their school. So you've got to be able to go and visit them on their terms. We love the traffic that comes through Knoxville. We've been very blessed at PAL because we've had kids that have gone on to play. So a lot of coaches stop by, reach out and contact. But at the same time, you know, they all want those kids to show up on their campus. And they all want those kids to come through and show an interest. The other big part that is always tough for high school kids, especially that 16, 17-year-old is, you know, they don't want to know that Matt Lowe, the head coach at Powell, really wants his defensive end to go to Carson Newman or Eastern Kentucky or Middle Tennessee. They want to hear from that athlete that he really wants to go to Carson Newman or Eastern Kentucky or Middle Tennessee. They don't want to hear from the dad of that athlete that he really wants to go to one of those schools. They want to know that that kid is as committed to the game of football as the colleges are on their level. And so, I think that's a big part that a lot of guys, certainly early on, are being pushed by parents, which is a great thing. You want your kids to be pushed and to have success and do those things. But once that open dialogue takes place, that college coach, he wants to hear from the athlete more than anybody else about his desire to be on side of that. Because when it comes down to it, that kid's going to show up on that campus. And unless that kid is fully committed to everything it takes to play college football, most kids don't make it. College football is extremely tough. They're going to control your schedule from 7 a.m. until midnight every single day. And your schedule is going to be full, and it's going to take a lot of work, and it's classes, and it's training room, and it's film room, and then it's practice. And it's a major commitment to go. Everybody sees Saturday. What they don't see is all the other days of the week that it took to get ready for Saturday. And so, I love college football. It's always been, high school football is the purest form. It will always be that for me. But I love watching college football just to watch those guys go out and perform at that type of level, knowing what all went into those young men being there on a Saturday.
Coach, man, that's the most vibrant, tenable response I've received from a high school level coach. And, man, I really appreciate you taking the time to pick up the phone and give me a call here in the studio and really help explain to the student athletes and their parents what it takes to bridge the gap. Coach, it was an honor having you on the show. I can't wait to have you in the studio, and I need you to bring some of those kids. And I need some pal swag.
Deal. I've been telling you that for a minute, man. I got to get you some hats, some shirts, so that you can just go ahead and boast that stuff everywhere you go.
You know I will, Coach. Hey, Coach, thanks for calling. Is it?
Anything else, give me a shout.
All right, thank you, Coach. All right, Coach Matt Lowe, who didn't leave us any question marks on what it takes to bridge the gap. Matter of fact, he went through my commercial time there. Right? Yeah. But, guys, I still got to take a small commercial break. 60 seconds. Hang tight. I'll be right back.
Commercial Metals Company is still a locally operated company that's serving the people of East Tennessee with convenient hours of operation. Commercial Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing is too big or too small. Still have that old clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Commercial Metals are specialists in commercial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Commercial Metals encourages you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. Member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Commercial Metals Company. Turn that scrap into cash.
In life, there are things that suck, but we do them anyway. Family photo sessions with matching outfits suck, but we do it anyway. And you know what else really sucks? Getting screened for cancer. But you've got to do it anyway. Screening can save your life from cancer, or even help prevent certain types of cancer. For more information, visit getscreenedforcancer.org.
Over 14,000 neighbors live in fear of becoming sick or injured and having to make a choice between putting food on the table or seeking medical care. The free medical clinic tries to take that fear away.
Bringing the healthcare, primary care out to our rural communities, I've had patients tell me that if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't be able to have any kind of health care. So us being able to go into these areas and provide that on-site care to these patients that can also come back week to week if they need for follow-up primary care, it is life-changing. It means a world of difference between actually life and death for them.
Feeling overwhelmed with your business finances? At P&L Business Services, we handle all your bookkeeping, payroll, and tax needs. From federal tax returns to QuickBooks training, we've got you covered. With over 25 years of experience, we provide customized packages to fit your business. Focus on what you love most, building your business. Let us take care of the rest. Call 865-294-4792. P&L Business Services, empowering you to grow your business.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
Guys, I'm on the bench, but we're going to go to the game, the real game, the top 5 highlights, brought to you by none other than Marcus Underwood at Shelter Insurance. Top 5 highlights coming up. At number 5, we have Maddie Beard, Cofield, sophomore at Cofield. And check these highlights out. How about that, Gavin? Can you shoot like that, Gavin?
I shoot better.
And you think you got that, Gavin?
Yeah.
Ooh. If I'm not mistaken, you kids call that wet. That's wet. Here it goes. Wet. Ooh. One-on-one. What do you think? She'll win one-on-one?
I used to train with her at Kinetic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How good of an athlete is she?
She's pretty good.
Pretty good? You think you can beat her one-on-one?
Oh, most definitely.
You got her?
Yeah.
Number 4, we got Addie Coleman, 8th grader from Jacksboro Middle School. Addie Coleman was named one of the best at her position at her age. And I tell you, that team is scrappy. I don't think they've lost a game. I've seen them beat people by 50 points at a time. Addie Coleman is a tremendous athlete. She can work inside, out. She can drop dimes. She can post you up. She can take it to the basket. She can block shots. She is one of the most dynamic 8th grade basketball players that you'll see around this area. Shout out to Addie Coleman, and thanks for those highlights. At number 4, we have also from Cofield, the freshman of the year, Lily Wright. Lily Wright, coached by Dad Josh Wright, who just won't seem to come on the show for some reason. I just can't get that guy to come on the show, but I've been blessed to have Lily Wright, and I've also had her in the 8th grade All-Star game last year where she won the MVP. Lily Wright is a fantastic, and I truly mean fantastic, athlete who is already getting college offers at a D1 level. She is currently at Cofield, and she's going to help lead her team to as many victories as possible. They have a tough Cofield team this year. Those girls should be something to watch. Look out. And look at this. Mia Green. Oh, Mia Green from Webb. And her dad is actually one of the sponsors. He's actually sponsors our Bolo Players of the Week of Priority One Athletics. Sean Green, thank you for your sponsorship. Priority One Athletics has the best training that you can get from Little League all the way up to NBA and WNBA. Don't forget college. At any level, absolutely is a beast. Mia Green. And this guy, Ray, he's been your host here on Exigent Sports. He is a terror on the basketball court. I call him a floor general. He is just one of those guys that can make things happen at any part of the game. What do you think, Mikey? Ray got it in him?
Oh, Ray got it for sure.
What do you grade Ray on a scale of 1 to 10?
He's not better than me, so I give him a 9.
I take that. Our committed player of the week said, Ray, get you some, boy, get you some. But Ray is a true leader. Aaron Green hasn't won. And like I said, I've always called him a floor general. And as you can see on these highlights, this is why. Guys, Top 5 Highlights is brought to you by Marcus Underwood. You can contact him at 865-691-4111. And if you do contact him, make sure you tell him Coach DJ sent you. Now, why would you contact him? All insurance purposes. Car, house, body, any insurance purpose that you need. Not only will he take care of you, he'll make sure that you know all the rules and regulation, what it takes. And I suggest you go to him because I trust him. And you don't want to go to anybody if you don't trust him. I trust him. If you trust me because I'm going to try to do the best that I can for you and your family, then you will trust Marcus at Shelter Insurance. So make sure you reach out to Marcus, and thank you so much for your sponsorship. So we really appreciate you. All your insurance needs, make sure you reach out. Now, guys, at this point, we're going to go to my favorite part of the show. My favorite part of the show is called the Word of the Day. Gavin, Mikey, do you know the word of the day?
Nah.
No? You don't know the word of the day?
Nope.
We're going to go straight to the word of the day. Today, our word of the day is untenable. Untenable is an adjective. It means especially of a position or a view, right? Not able to be maintained or defended against attacks or objections. This argument is clearly untenable, right? The argument that Gavin Johnson did not make a team would be clearly untenable. The argument that coach at the Mayo got fired at the Patriots is clearly untenable. We do not understand it. I don't know. I can't defend against the attacks or the objection for untenable. Untenable is an adjective, and it is your word of the day. Now, I got to ask the question here. Before I ask the question, I want to thank Movement Mortgage and Darren Osborne for your sponsorship. That word of the day is brought to you by Movement Mortgage and Darren Osborne. Now, Darren Osborne is one I trust, too. He has done many deals helping people get into their own home. If you don't own your own home right now and don't think it is tenable for you to get there, make sure you reach out to Darren Osborne. He will coach you through the process that it takes. It may not happen overnight, but if you listen and do exactly what he tells you, he can get you to where you need to be, because you deserve to own your own home. The cost of rent is absolutely insane. You know it. I know it. However, if you're looking to buy your own home, if you need any coaching, if you need any true knowledge on how to purchase your own home, find you some lenders. You want to make sure that you go to Movement Mortgage and contact Darren Osborne and tell him Coach DJ sent you. Thank you, Darren. All right, guys. Question. Gavin.
What's up?
What's your favorite sport?
Basketball, for sure.
If you was a superhero, who would you be?
Superhero? I don't know. Iron Man, maybe.
You'd be Iron Man?
Yeah.
All right, Mikey, what's your favorite sport?
Baseball.
Baseball. If you was a superhero, who would you be?
Batman.
Batman? Tell me why Batman.
Honestly, I feel like he's unstoppable, and that's how I feel about myself.
Absolutely. I like that. So if there was a superpower that you had, what would it be?
Yeah. Super strength.
Super strength. Gavin, if you had a superpower, what would it be?
Probably speed, so I can speed anywhere I want.
Yeah. Gavin, tell me what you did for the New Year's.
I just hung out with some friends. That's really it.
Yeah. Was that fun?
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Good, good. You have any Olive Spring swag for me?
I can get you some.
Well, Coach Lance has some. Tell him I need my swag. All right?
Yeah.
All right, Mikey, what did you do for the New Year?
I went downtown with my family and my girlfriend and hung out.
Yeah, no doubt. So you have a girlfriend?
Yes, sir.
That's dangerous, boy. Hey, you heard the stories about, what's that, Travis Hunter?
Yeah.
She ain't like that, is she?
No, sir. No, sir.
I'm just giving you a hard time, man, and they're always going to continue to give her a hard time. So, guys, this show is brought to you by Hopper Auto. New inventory every week. If you want it, they have it. Best prices, lowest payments, down payments. Hopper Auto sells 1818 Middlebrook Pike. That's Knoxville, Tennessee, 37921. And you can also give them a call at 281-5706. I'm back, guys. 2025, new year. Same show, same star-studded people coming on to the show. We're super excited for our committed player of the week, Mikey, who joined Coach V. Still calling my phone. I hit him back later on. We appreciate Gavin coming in, and we can't forget our Priority One athletic Bolo player of the week, Luke Treese, a bad boy. If you guys love basketball, go watch Gavin in Olive Springs. If you love baseball, go to Cofield or go to Oak Ridge. It's going to be some great playing. And until next week, guys, happy New Year.